Hello and welcome to the News Radar. President Trump's trade war has taken a new turn, with most Indian goods imported into the United States now facing a 50% tariff. Earlier this month, the U.S. imposed a 25% import tax, citing what the administration views as an unfair trading relationship. That rate has now been doubled, with Washington also pointing to India's continued purchases of oil from Russia as a reason for the tougher stance. Trade between the two countries is significant. The United States is India's largest trading partner, with bilateral trade valued at about $190 billion last year. However, the U.S. ran a trade deficit of nearly $46 billion with India, something President Trump has often described as proof that the relationship is tilted against American interests. Energy is another source of tension. India imports the majority of its crude oil, and a large share of that supply in recent years has come from Russia. U.S. officials argue that these purchases help Moscow finance its war in Ukraine. President Trump has accused India of overlooking the human cost of the conflict, while Prime Minister Narendra Modi has defended India's energy policy, saying his country will continue to buy oil wherever it gets the best deal in order to protect the needs of its 1.4 billion citizens. The big question now is how these tariffs will affect India. Economic experts say the overall impact on India's vast economy will be limited, since merchandise exports to the U.S. make up only about 2 to 3% of India's GDP. Even so, the pressure on Indian exporters is real. Businesses that rely heavily on the American market say orders are already slowing down. Buyers in the U.S. are unwilling to absorb the higher costs, and companies in India are being forced to offer discounts just to keep contracts alive. Larger firms may be able to sustain losses for a few months, but smaller exporters could face much greater challenges if the tariffs remain in place for an extended period. To adapt, many Indian businesses are turning toward new opportunities. They are exploring markets in Europe, the UK, South America, and the Middle East, while also focusing on India's growing domestic demand. Industry representatives are urging the government to step in with direct export incentives, easier access to bank loans, and progress on free trade agreements with major economies. In the short term, however, the decline in U.S. demand will be difficult to replace. For export-driven industries, the new tariffs present serious obstacles. Many business leaders hope that the United States and India will eventually return to negotiations and work toward a resolution that eases trade tensions and restores stability.
We'll continue to bring you new updates as more information becomes available. Stay with us for latest updates.